And I'm Andrew Pollock.
And we play Stratton Raven in Bad Out of Hell.
Yes.
We've got a couple questions here that we're going to answer, but please feel free to comment below, give us any others that you have. We love you all, Bat fans.
And we love questions.
We do.
So we hopefully have the answers.
Yeah, let's see. Okay, so the first one.
What did you want to be?
Growing up.
Growing up. What did you want to be?
Apart from Buffy the Vampire Slayer. Maybe just Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
I wanted to be an inventor when I was really, really young. I wanted to make robots.
What kind of robots?
I don't know. Maybe like monster robots. I guess I was really into like monsters and stuff. So
Useful. Saving the world.
yeah, I guess. It's probably good that we ended up in these careers.
Here we are. Question 2. What is something people won't know about you?
I really like chess. I don't think anyone knows that.
He's teaching me. I'm not very good.
Well, when I help you, you beat me. But, you know, it's all in a day's work of chess.
That's a good fact. What is something people won't know about me? Oh, I don't know.
Am I supposed to think of something?
Yeah,
Aside from Buffy the Vampire Slayer, you really like Charmed?
I did. Charmed. Oh gosh, this is all just my favourite TV programs from childhood. Yeah, Charmed. I really want to be a witch. A la Charmed. Okay.
What is the hardest part in Bad Out of Hell to do? Go for it.
The hardest part, I don't know, but hardest and most rewarding for me might be singing Heaven Can Wait. It's a very challenging song, and it is quite difficult because it feels quite far removed from the audience sometimes. So it's challenging and therefore very rewarding to feel like you're connecting with everyone and singing something that big. How about you?
I would say a very challenging and also rewarding part of the show would be singing Crying Out Loud with you. Jumping
with me in general.
Yeah, just working with you in general. No, I mean jumping across the stage, if you don't have your breath support with you, you might end up very tired at the end of the jumping.
Very true. We work very hard on that. Ooh, if you could be anyone else for a day, who would it be?
That's a great question. Who would you choose?
Probably someone like Louis Theroux. Wouldn't that be interesting? You know, just to go and investigate. What I really like about him, I don't know why I've suddenly jumped to that, is the way he's like,
Louis
his
Theroux is.
documentaries. I recently watched his, okay, anyway, it's documentaries, but what I really like about him is that he is not afraid to ask people questions, like that he thinks, you know, where in normal life you'd be polite and maybe go, oh, that's not polite to ask. So maybe, I guess, someone who doesn't mind asking people uncomfortable questions. Louis Theroux. Who would you like to be for a day?
Just went to the Michael Jackson exhibit, so I think I wouldn't mind being Michael Jackson for a day.
Not
if he's like performing a big concert. Oh yeah, you know, may he rest in peace, but he was a pretty cool guy. Oh geez, I don't know. Probably around like the Thriller time, right?
I can tell he's inspired your dancing.
And yours as well.
Thank you. Or not.
What's been the craziest gift you've been given during Boo? We've received so many. They're wild. Actually, funnily enough, I've got one in my pocket right now.
Oh, yeah, he's so cute.
We've got Mini Meatloaf. So
He's so cute. Apparently, he came with all our wonderful fans, the Clanners, to sing when they all gathered.
What was it for opening night or something?
Yeah, I think they might have said it was the Colosseum. And then, so now he's been given to Andrew as a gift, which is really wonderful.
Yeah, so, you know, we love these kinds of gifts.
Yeah, and we're constantly overwhelmed by the fan art that we receive. By the way, thank you if you're sending in questions right now. We're working on it. They're going to be delivered to us. We will answer them, I promise.
These questions are interesting too, right?
Well, let's see what the next one is,
Okay.
shall we? Segue. Effortlessly. Oh, didn't say that right. Anyway. Who would play you in a movie about your life?
Who would play you?
No, you can't just redirect the question to me.
Why can't I? Do they have to be living?
No. I'm making up that rule.
Really? No, okay. Gosh. It'd be cool if, like, James Dean took a crack at it. I'm not saying I look anything like James Dean. He is he's a very, very well sculpted human being, but, you know, anything's possible.
I would see that movie. I would go see it.
So sincere.
I don't know who would play me in a movie about my life. I was just about to ask you who I really like, but I don't know.
I don't know, maybe like Emilia Clarke.
The Rock.
Oh, The Rock. The Rock.
Wouldn't you pay to see that film?
Yeah.
I'm a big fan. I think you could play a great Christina Bennington.
Christina's
I'd be interested.
Christina Bennington's life between a rock and a hard place.
Sure.
And we've received questions.
Okay. Kendall McKinley, thank you for your question. What do the two lines on the Lost t-shirt symbolize? Who better to answer than the leader of the Lost?
The lines can mean whatever you want them to mean. I think specifically for our Lost, they really want to promote the idea that everyone is equal and everyone is special and everyone has a place in this world and is loved. So I think the lines really represent love and equality, and I think every member of the Lost has the symbol somewhere on their person or somewhere on their character.
Makeup and stuff,
Yeah.
it's really cool.
Yeah.
I think that's what Raven loves so much about the Lost as well, is that what's so amazing is if you feel like an outcast, the Lost are telling you that you're just as important and special as everyone else.
Yeah.
She feels like one even within her own family sometimes.
You're not an oddity, and no one should be discriminated against.
Next question.
Tara.
Tara O'Brien, hi Tara.
Oh, Tara Lop O'Brien?
I don't.
Or just
We know
Tara
Tara,
O'Brien?
yeah.
Okay, we do, yeah. Are you looking forward to sing-along shows?
We are. That's a night off for me. Before
Yeah, so much that we're probably not going to sing. We're just going to let you guys take it away.
Because you're amazing.
Yeah.
No, genuinely, it's very exciting because we know how hard it can be to stop yourself from singing along in this show because the music is so huge and amazing and you just want to get up and join in. So I think it's really incredible that we're going to have a couple of specific nights where people can just let rip. We want to hear you.
Absolutely, we really want to hear you. We want to hear the roof of the theater just blow right off.
Literally. So let's see. Dave, hello Dave. What has been your favourite moment so far whilst performing? Oh, well, very recently we had Meat Loaf come to see the show, and that was incredible because when we had done press with him before, he had told me when he said, "What's your?" I got asked what my favourite song was in the show, and I said, "Oh, For Crying Out Loud, it's my favourite with Andrew," and he said, "Oh, it's my favourite too." So it was really weird for me when we began doing For Crying Out Loud because I knew that Meat Loaf was kind of sat just over here in a box, and we could sort of see him, and that was quite life-changing, pretty cool, right?
Oh yeah, unbelievable. And when he stood up at the end and joined everyone in the standing ovation, and we got to give a special shout out to him and the spotlight went on him in his box. Yeah, you can check that one off the bucket list, I would say.
Any others? Any favourite moments while performing?
It's always really, really fun to either hear people quietly sing along or possibly do the vows along with us when we're doing On a Hot Summer Night, Would You Offer Your Throat to the Wolf with the Red Roses?
Just hear lots of yes.
Yeah, you hear lots of yeses. I don't know. I probably my favorite moment is just the audiences and the people who come to see the show and love it.
Oh, Mark Cordings just asked us that exact question. What was it like performing in front of Meat Loaf? Sorry, I've already answered it. Hi, Mark. But amazing, right?
Yeah, I mean,
we love him.
incredible.
This is amazing.
Yeah, he's the guy who landed on the moon first with these songs.
Yeah,
And
absolutely.
he told us afterwards, he said, "Boy, you guys were all amazing. I don't know how I ever performed all of these songs in a concert. It seems near impossible because, we all split up his songs and sing them together."
Next question. I'm back to these ones.
So, do you do special neck exercises for all the headbanging?
Well, I sometimes get a little bit told off that I don't do the headbanging enough because I actually have two really heavy microphone packs on my head as well and spend a lot of the show, I don't know if people know this, I fake lie down. So I'm lying down a lot in the bed, but because of my microphone packs, I can't actually lie on them. So I'm doing kind of like an odd sit-up, just using my neck to hold the weight of the... so I get quite a lot of neck injuries, actually, and have to have a lot of physio for displaced bones in my neck. So I would say, yes, I have to do a lot of things to make sure I can do any of the headbanging.
You do a lot of Pilates though, too.
I do a lot of Pilates, that helps.
Has to help, right? I do my best to do some yoga occasionally, and otherwise, I just roll with the punches, I guess.
Careful with your head banging, everyone. Ooh, what other show currently in the West End would you most like to be in?
I would most like to be in King Lear. I don't know. It would be cool to be the fool to
Well, I
Ian
can see
McKellen.
that.
Yeah, I don't know. So, what about you?
Well, we recently saw The Jungle, and I think
Yeah.
being part of something like that would be unbelievably incredible. You really feel how much they all care about the piece that they are performing every day. So that was special. Or just, randomly out there. Always wanted to play Christine at some point. So, or that.
Or that.
Has the show changed since the opening at the Coliseum?
Yes, it has. We've lost some songs.
A personal fave, I know, for a lot of you out there
Yeah.
who went. We've changed quite a lot of staging.
Script has changed a
Costume,
little bit.
it's a constantly evolving
Yeah.
monster, this show, and that's why it's so wonderful.
Yeah, it's
Because
all.
sometimes people say, do you get bored? And we're like, it's literally never the same, so no.
Yeah, things are always changing, blocking's always changing, story arc and understanding of the show is always changing, and our audiences, or you guys are always helping to push us to new heights and new extremes.
Yeah, it's very exciting.
Who's your idol?
Maybe, I'm going to say musical theatre-wise, Laura Michelle Kelly. You?
Christina Bennington.
Oh, good. Can I change mine?
No. Okay, we got more questions.
Okay, hello.
Okay, Ruth Hughes. Worst accident that's happened during the show?
There's been so many, but obviously there's one that stands out more than the others. Well, actually, I don't know. Now
I don't
there's so
know.
many.
I've got a few.
The first one,
yeah, you said
in
the
our
first
very
one.
first preview ever, Andrew and I nearly fell into the orchestra pit and died. That's actually not an over-exaggeration. The stage was wet, there was a really big rake. We used to sprint down the stage centre. We don't do that anymore for obvious reasons.
There also never used to be like a net that
There was
would
no
block
net in
people
the
from
pit,
falling into the
there was
pit.
no mattress at the bottom of it, no crash mats, and the first thing that happened in Anything for Love, we'd made it through the whole show, we couldn't believe it, we were like, it's a success, they love it, first preview, can you believe it? We sprinted down stage centre, Andrew slipped, I was holding his hand, I went with him, we all hit our heads, I think I kicked him in the head as well on the way down, his legs went over the edge of the pit, and I grabbed a rock behind me.
Grabbed as hard as you could onto my shoulder, and I just skidded to a
I
stop.
saved his life in dramatic fashion.
Because otherwise it would have been like a 6-meter drop.
Yeah. Every time we tell the story, we change the distance, so who knows?
I don't really know meters either, so
So,
just taking a guess here.
well, do you have any other accidents that are fun?
I don't know if there's so much fun, but I remember running up the escalator in Canada and breaking my finger because I fell down.
And then you had a really funny cast.
Yeah,
First
I had
night.
a weird metal ET phone home
So it was
cast.
this silver thing. So when he would do, my favourite bit was when he would do, if I gotta be damned, I wanna be dead, but I couldn't do it. So he'd be minding the rope and he'd be gotta be damned, I wanna be dead. And it was my favourite.
It's always pointing. It's rude to point.
Yeah, I know, and Andrew really, something people might not know about Andrew, he really doesn't like pointing at people.
I guess I
Yeah,
do.
he really doesn't. So that was a bad injury for him. What's next?
Cool. Anyway, Crystal Bliss. What was the first musical you were in?
I think
That's a
my
good
first
question.
my first actual proper musical, as opposed to ones that were not ones you'd recognise, is when I was in P6. So I've been 9 or 10, and I was in Joseph and This Amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat. But each year group would just have a different song each. So I just played a French man in those Canaan days. I sat in the background with a painted moustache, and it was fantastic. Yeah.
I think my first musical was Honk,
Oh.
and I was 14, maybe? I think I played Jaybird.
Oh, I didn't know that.
I honestly had totally forgotten about
A
that.
career highlight.
Oh yeah, big career highlights.
What's next?
Okay, Phil Turner. What would your superhero power be?
I think
That's a
about
good
this
question too.
constantly. I am very obsessed with superheroes and 100% flight. but that's assuming that I would also have super strength and all like the usual superhero abilities, just because I am one. But I would want to be able to fly, also.
That's a good one. I think it's really tough. I really like.
Thanks very much, everybody. That's the end of ET Virtual Movies. Full company to the stage, please.
Full company to the stage, everyone. There's a rehearsal happening, so.
We never stop here.
Live.
Never stop stopping.
Yeah, what's your superhero?
Probably I'd like to have like a power like Gambit's in X-Men, where like he takes like a car and he like fills it with energy and he throws it and it just like explodes. That'd be really cool. I mean, probably not like cool for like other people. Okay, sorry.
Okay, that's kind of that's kind of a doubling question. Oh, what would your death row meal be?
You first.
Potatoes, also.
Oh, really?
Really? Or Japanese food, I don't know, but probably roast potatoes.
I'm obsessively fascinated with the duck wrap with the hoisin sauce and the cucumbers. I'm sure if I was on death row and I had asked for that, I would probably regret it once I ate it.
Right?
Well, the vegan one's cool too. I don't know. It's really neat. You get to like make your own and just like put it in the wrap and put the cucumbers in and the hoisin
We
sauce.
recently did this, a vegan version, so it's just, yeah.
I don't know. I love the UK culture.
That's so not you.
Is it
really
not?
UK culture. But I guess it is, yeah. Andrew, are you excited about the US tour?
I am, yes. I will be doing the US tour in about 2 weeks. We start rehearsal. It's very exciting to have Jim Steinman's project continue to multiply across this world. So
Spreading
we
the
can,
love. Very excited.
spread the
Multiple
love.
casts. Can't wait to go see it. You better be good.
Fingers crossed.
Oh, you just done that one. How do you keep a show feeling fresh during the long run?
I have to answer this. What keeps this show fresh? Well, there are a multitude of reasons. First, it's the audiences and the people who come to see the show and the people who love this music as much or possibly more than we do. And it's also a game of keeping yourself curious about everything, keeping yourself curious about what your character's life is like in this world and how many ways your character can approach what they want in this show and what they need to be satisfied. And, you always have to go out and see new things, whether it's the Michael Jackson exhibit we went to, or go out to see like a movie or read a book.
Because it will change your perspective.
Because you will always change your,
Yeah. I think for me, as long as you listen to everyone and everything and the audience, it'll always be fresh. As long as you're really listening.
What?
Oh, you're good.
Okay. Ooh, where do you like to hang out in London? Ooh, this is getting very, very personal.
I don't know, like going to exhibitions, seeing different things. And you like seeing new areas of London, right?
I do. I love seeing new areas of London.
What's some faves that you've
Oh, I
seen?
love Hampstead Heath.
I showed him Hampstead and he really liked it.
This is really cool. I can't explain it. I also.
No, that's right.
Yeah, jeez, you almost said where you live. There's this really fun, funky street that I just happened on by accident. It's near the Great Ormond Street Hospital, but it's called Lamb's Conduit Street, and
It's pretty cool.
I love the restaurants there,
That
and I love the feel. Yeah. It's all really nice, but I mean, Covent Garden's amazing. Is it? No, is it too touristy? I
You're
don't
just
know.
got like most everywhere that you've ever hung out in London, which I really like.
Okay.
What else? Anything else?
Oh, I love Soho. Soho's really nice. I always get lost there because it's kind of a maze.
Yeah, I've spent a lot of time looking for frozen non-dairy dessert there. So.
Yeah, mostly at Eureka.
Yeah,
Are we getting sponsored by Eureka?
Other frozen desserts are available.
Yeah.
I think that's 3 minutes. Did Jim Steinman or Meatloaf give you any advice or tips for performing? their music.
Goodness gracious, he gave us tons. I'd say when Meatloaf first met me, he kept saying, like, you gotta pass on the torch and you have to make these songs your own. And then when he talked to both of us, he gave us like a huge pep talk.
Yeah, it was amazing. And he just said, it doesn't matter what I was singing about when I sang those songs, all that matters is that you know what you're singing about. And I won't ask you what that is, but it will be just as valid as my interpretation was, which was kind of amazing.
Yeah, he has like characters for each song, and he has like movements that he would associate with each song. Like his start from bat, he would always
like touch his tongue with his chest, right?
Yeah, he touched his tongue
His thumb, yeah.
with his thumb.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought it was 2 fingers.
Oh, maybe it is, I don't know. He showed us them all like in quick succession, like you've never seen anything like it. He was like, this song, and then this song, and then this song, and I was like,
Anything
whoa.
for Love was like a little
Yeah.
wrap on the leg.
It's
I don't know how
amazing.
low this camera goes. Hopefully not that low.
And Jim Steinman as well, we were so lucky, like, it's so amazing that he basically said about us that he thinks he willed us into existence.
Which he very well might have.
He might
I
have.
don't
Maybe
know.
this was destined and fated to be. I don't know. It sort of feels like it. I don't know. This musical has been in the making for over 40 years, and to be finally around at the time they were casting it, and for Jim and the producers and everyone to think we're perfect, it's like massively overwhelming, and we're still very grateful to have created this show.
Serendipity.
Mm-hmm.
Who knew that when you were born, you were made for a very specific musical
Here we are.
in London?
Yeah, right.
specifically. Yeah.
Oh, excuse me too. I'm from London, you know.
You're not
It was meant to be, folks.
meant to be.
I think these are all the
And
questions.
we're grateful every day.
Do you have more? Oh, we've got more.
Cool.
Andrew, are you planning anything special for your last West End show?
I believe there's something special, though I am actually not sure.
Oh.
So, what is it?
I don't know.
I don't know. Are we doing like an acoustic version of Just Won't Quit?
Don't tempt all the fans by saying that. We're not doing that. We'd love to, but
Oh.
that's not what we're
We're not?
doing. No, what?
I don't know.
We're just going to change the whole show for the last one. No, we're just going to make sure it's the best show. that
Well,
you
no, I don't think
right?
we're doing. Okay. Yeah. It's
Right?
going to be a special show because it's going to be the best show.
And I'm going to write Andrew on the wall instead of Strat, and Heaven Can Wait.
Yeah, they're going to be
Could you
like
imagine?
secret little Easter eggs.
That would
Yeah.
not be secret. I'm going to do that. What would you say to all the Bat fans? We love you.
We really, really do love you guys, and we do anything for love.
Yeah,
For
we're
you.
massively, massively grateful at all times for everyone who comes to support this show, who comes to support all the understudies and covers who go on, who supports the whole team, the band, backstage, creatives, everyone. It's like we're a big happy family, and we're very, very grateful.
Yeah, you guys are the fire that keep us alive and alight.
And you keep on coming back.
Yeah.
That's amazing. Thank you for returning time after time and telling us, that this time was different and we saw this thing and that was a little bit different and it felt, even more exciting than last time. And we get a lot of people who say it gets better and better every time they see it, which I think is testament to audiences throwing themselves in more and more every time they see it as well.
Oh yeah.
And just like giving us more and more love, and we're very overwhelmed.
Yeah. For crying out loud, we love you guys.